Style Club Radio with Josh DeMarco, Steve Sanchez, Michelle Miller, and friends from around the fashion globe. Presented by True Beauty Concepts, one of Philadelphia's most iconic providers of everything style. And now, Style Club Radio. Style Club Radio.
Hello, Philadelphia. I'm with my great co-host, Steve Sanchez.
Hey, it's your Insta stalker, Steve.
And our amazing background. Michelle, what is your title?
Just cool girl in a barber chair is my title.
And we're with our cool girl in a barber chair, Michelle Miller.
Love it. Get me business cards.
All right, guys. So I'm going to just add something really quickly. We saw that you all chimed in and gave us your opinions on the restaurant and the situation we had last week. I won't go back into it, but the next question is, if you guys really want us to out this restaurant in future episodes, we're going to put something on our Style Club Radio to see if it should be outed. What do you think about that?
So let me just say, we did do some Instagram polling. Thank you to everyone who really interacted with that. It was quite funny. And we did see 100% of people voted that we should have had our meal comped.
As they should.
Yeah. And we certainly did not have our meal comped.
We did not. And just so people know, I called the restaurant, well, Michelle called once, I called once. We left very descriptive voicemails to get back to us. This is serious, and no response.
No
so
response at
I feel
all.
like we have no other choice.
That's so annoying.
Right?
It's annoying, right?
So it's a really expensive dump.
Yes. And for anyone tuning in, last week, Josh and I went to a restaurant and there were mice running around on the floor. There was some mice trapped and deceased under our banquette. So we had quite the run-in, and they weren't Mickey Mouse mice. They were like real Philly mice.
And this restaurant had a big reputation. So enough of the restaurant, but this also got me thinking of something else that's been happening a lot. So as you know, everybody, we started a men's grooming parlor in Philadelphia called Dapper Grooming Parlor. And it's myself and two other gentlemen that work with me. And one thing that I hear on the regular, and it's been killing me. It really does. It's so offensive. It's so offensive. Is you're a little too expensive, some people, right? Or people just not showing up and disrespecting our time. So this has kind of been some ongoing crisis.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a crisis. Hold on. Let's just
In the hair road, it's a crisis.
Okay, but let's take the drama back a little bit. Your clients do not say that. We'll be very clear.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
We have some younger stylists who, have really worked hard to elevate their skill level, have been hand selected and trained by you. And now they're, in this whole new environment. And so their prices have gone up. We're talking $15, people. $15.
Yep.
And so
what's that, like a mixed drink at a local restaurant?
Wait, is that from there to here?
Yeah.
The difference? Okay.
Yeah. You're welcome, guys.
But you guys are all like really high skilled, so it doesn't it's kind of like you get what you pay for. I have a really messed up story. So I was trying to like skim out.
Yep.
And I was in LA and I went to should I say who they are? I just went to a place and to get my hair cut. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like do it. It's cheap, whatever. She's a woman's buzzing my head and I'm like relaxing and feeling it. And, I'm just kind of like close my eyes and I feel like the blade get really close on my forehead. And I open my eyes. I'm facing the mirror and not even kidding, like half my eyebrows gone. She literally shaved it off. Like I had to like kind of draw the rest of it on. I was like, and she's like, oh, sorry. Like what? I was like, you can't make it grow back.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know what to do. So I just had to leave with half an eyebrow on one side.
And what's the moral of the story? You didn't know where you were going.
Right. I didn't know the person. I didn't trust them. And I also walked out with a janky haircut.
You let them put like buzzers next to your head and on your face, apparently.
Right. Well, I happened to close my eyes and just like, get him.
Right. And on top of that, because that's going to go into our pricing segment that we're going to talk about. But there's been this like lately this influx. And if any of my clients are listening, it's not you guys. So thank you so much. but the guys I work with, their clients just don't show up. Like no call, no show.
Oof,
and then,
brutal.
I like to remove myself from my profession and think, in life, would I ever not call or not show to an appointment? Mm-hmm. And would I ever complain to somebody that they make more money than I think that they're worth, yet I still go there?
Right.
So that's kind of what I'm jumping into.
I think that's a larger thing. Like any profession that you have, the more you're educated, the more money that you're making. And I think that's what the miss here is. Like, you guys, especially you, have done so much additional education, and that is why you're able to do what you're doing. So like, for you to be $15 more than the average Joe, because clearly you've invested that professionally.
Yep.
But how some people like don't understand that, and yet it's perfectly acceptable in every other skill set.
Right,
Like,
it's
you could be a nurse or you could be a nurse practitioner.
It's like when you get a
the
raise.
difference is education.
You know, you get
yeah.
a bump in your salary. You know, you
Right.
opened a salon. You've been working really hard for what this whole space and your craft.
Yeah.
You should definitely get a bump in your salary.
I just don't. It's. We love to hear people's feedback because honestly, like I don't understand how people have the gall to say, I don't think you're worth that price.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Well, nobody said
they
that.
don't say that, but that's what they insinuate.
Yeah, by saying, oh, it's a little expensive. But yeah, but it's kind of like, but is it though? Because
Well, it's not because I'll
No,
tell
I
you
don't
why.
think
So,
it is.
Steve, like, you said something that really hit in my head: education. And it's like the older I get, and the more I work, and I surround myself with people that don't do what I do, but that care about what they do. I'm like, everyone. The core is education, right?
Yeah.
It's like the more you know, the more knowledge you have, you're going to be smarter, worth more, and you're going to be better at what you do. Right?
Yep.
Some people choose to educate themselves more, so they're most likely better or have something the other person doesn't that makes
Yeah.
them more worthy. Correct?
well, yeah, or yeah, exactly, more valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, all industries, titles and education are directly correlated to somebody's value,
Right.
whether it's experience or more traditional forms of education. So,
But I also think that,
Obviously.
like in my industry, a lot of that it's obviously very important. But then in addition to that, it's, you know, there are truly talented people out there that need to be shown, and they work really hard
Of
at their
course.
craft. So that's what I'm saying. So when someone's giving a haircut and they're just doing it to make a buck
Yep.
and shaving an eyebrow off, and then like you're like really studying, you know, the shape of somebody's head and not making them look crazy,
Not making them look crazy.
and flattering.
But there's
it's
no-
like there's a lot to it just than a haircut.
There's a
Yeah.
lot to it, and it's like nobody like. I don't know what I'm trying to get at, but it's like nobody sees that, but yet you see that the clothing you're wearing costs a certain price, and you don't question that,
No,
right?
that's
of course
what
you
I
don't.
would never cut. Like when you cut my hair, I'm like,
Yeah.
next time I'll be like, Josh, you're too expensive.
get thrown out the window on 18th Street.
And
Literally.
speaking of price, there's also this little thing that's a huge pet peeve of mine. It's when people don't show up and don't call or show up late.
Yeah.
Do we know anyone like that?
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, wait a second. Wait.
Yeah.
I'm
Our-
feeling some kind of way.
Uh-huh. Our friend Steve, no, Steve's right.
No,
No.
we should talk about that though, because I mean, maybe we should make that our ending segment if we run out of time. But I think it's important because I think people need to know. And I did a little research on Psychology Today or some website. It's pretty interesting what I found.
We will talk about that, but I did say something a couple minutes ago, education. Education is the importance of education. It's so much bigger than I remember. Like, oh, go to high school, get education. Well, you're right, stay in school. It's even more than that, and that's going to lead us into our next guest that we have coming up after this break. He clearly knows the importance of education. What he does is make people better through education, through providing them education, not necessarily scholastically, but with mentorship.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely incredible.
So
Yeah.
we're going to be back right after this with the amazing Marcus Allen from Big Brothers Big Sisters.